probably gonna watch this, and it's probably gonna be crooked, but I don't know that at this moment. So that means it doesn't. Hola muchachos, ¿cómo estás? I've been making various excuses to not make a video. 1, nobody watches. Like 2, wasn't dressed up, didn't have any makeup on, or my hair was fixed. 3, didn't want to get out of my bed. So today is going to be another story time, which is kind of funny since I guess that's the only thing I'm good at now. This is a story time of how I got into a fight. I was in middle school at the time. I can't really remember if it was 7th or 8th grade. There was this girl, and I am not going to be saying her name, and in fact every single time this gets, like mentioned or brought up with my friends, I'm just like, oh, I don't remember her name. I remember her name. I remember you if you're watching this. I totally remember you. You were a jerk and I didn't like you. I was a 7th or 8th grader. At the time I was very, very insecure. I didn't really know who I was or know who I wanted to be. I was really socially awkward. I didn't really know how to talk to people. So every day at lunch, long story, that's a completely other story time about why I didn't have any friends at lunch, which was kind of embarrassing. And the one friend that I did have, she found another fun group of friends that did not like me. So she hung out with them, I sat alone. So finally, I find a separate group of people to sit with, and I'm getting to know them. I sat in one place every single day, and in middle school, of course, it's gonna be important to you. I sit here every single day. You guys sit in your places every day. This girl came along, and she kept on trying to steal my seat, and I guess looking back, this was totally not a relevant issue. And I kept on asking her to move, and every day she would move. She'd be like, oh, sorry. And then eventually it got to a point where she would be really, really mean to me. And she would just slowly start bullying me and making fun of how I looked or the way I dressed, saying little rude comments. And I can't remember if I went to the office or not. But if I did, they wouldn't have done anything because I had done this before, because middle school, time of snitches. In middle school, it was this, we're here to make, middle school a safer space, or whatever they said. And I went to the office a previous time before this, and they didn't do anything about it. So either I went again and they didn't do anything about it, or I didn't go at all. And I'm pretty sure I didn't go. But there was a previous time where I did go and they didn't do anything. They're like, have you tried talking to her? Have you tried talking it out? Yeah, Cheryl, that's what we do. One day, I was not in a good mood. This was a time where my mom was just allowing me to wear t-shirts to school. She used to dress me up every day, make sure my hair was curled, made sure that I looked good for school. 8th grade was kind of the year where I just started wearing little t-shirts here and there. And so it was a rough day. I'm pretty sure I got moved teachers. My schedule got changed because there was this creep of a teacher that I didn't like, and I told some girls that I was uncomfortable, and they went to the office about it and made me look like the bad guy. So I got in trouble for it, and I got moved. Bases is what we had in middle school. So it was a new time, and I had a new lunch, and middle school, difficult time. So I was not happy because I had just realized that my grades would transfer too. And in science, I wasn't doing so hot, so bad mood, bad day. It was just a bad time in middle school, I guess. This girl sat in my spot. And that was a big deal to me. That was my spot. And I was like, girlfriend, move, out of the way. And like I said, she was a mean person. She wasn't a good person. And she said something, and I was like, you know what, whatever. And I sat down by her, and I'm pretty, she kept on talking to me, and I was like, oh my gosh, And at one point, I think we started talking. I can't really remember exactly. I guess I said something or I wasn't responding to something, and she like got up, opened her water bottle, and dumped it all over on the top of my head. I was not a happy camper, okay? That was not okay with me. Like, you know what, call me whatever you want, like, whatever. It'll make me mad, and eventually, like, yeah, I'll throw a punch. But like, dumping your water on me, and this was also the first time where I was like, ooh, like, mascara, like, what's this? I can, like, wear mascara, smeared all down my face. I got so mad, I grabbed her, like this. Like, I went underneath her hair because my aunt one time told me that that is the place that hurts the most if you grab and you yank. And I ripped her to the ground, and I like got on top of her, and I put the tops of my knees like on her wrists, so like she couldn't get up or move anything. And I just started like throwing punches. She like got up or like moved around, and like I fell, and like she tried to like roll over and get up, and like I put my elbow on the back of her neck, so she couldn't get up. I started like smacking her face like that. Finally, like I got up and I was like, if you know what's best for you, you better stay down, you know? I went to the bathroom and I was like, whew. So I'm gonna get suspended. Like, either way, I'm gonna totally get suspended, in trouble. My mother's going to kill me. My dad's gonna be so disappointed. But I was just sitting there, like sitting back, like, what have I done? Middle school me. Like, just kind of freaking out, having a panic attack in the bathroom. I walked out and a teacher greeted me, and she was like, you need to go to the office. And I was like, what do you mean? What do you mean? Why do I need to go to the office? And she was like, we saw what happened. Go to the office. And like, at this point, it was pretty strange because like fights did break out like in middle school, and teachers would always be there to, you know, like pull them apart or, you know, like break it up or something. But that didn't happen for me. Like it was like a really, really quick fight. She never punched me or like kicked me or scratched me. She got the other girl because she was like, go to the office, but like whatever. So she got the other girl, and at the time I was just like, holy crap, they're not gonna believe me because of how many times I'm in the office. Like I got in trouble a lot in middle school, and so I was just kind of walking to the office like crap, like I don't have any injuries on me, like what do I do? And then I kind of looked down like at my wrist right here, and I was like, I could say that she grabbed and scratched me. So like I took my nails and I scratched, and at this point like I was so scared, like I was so nervous, I didn't feel it, and like I literally like I scratched my arm and there was blood like coming out of my arm. And so we get to the office and I just start bawling. Like, no, not during the fight. Like, not after the fight when I was having a panic attack. When I got in the office, I realized that my mom was gonna be extremely mad at me, and so was my dad. I just start bawling. I get called into the office. I don't remember who went first, but I just knew they were gonna believe this girl because like I was, you know, like a troublemaker in middle school, and like I wasn't the smartest person, like my grades weren't the best, so I knew they were automatically gonna be like, oh, this girl, like, who has never gotten in trouble. I walk in there, and like, it's obvious, when I cry, like my entire face gets red, like my nose runs, like, and obviously like at this time, like I'm wet, like I'm still wet, like my hair is like damp a little bit, my mascara is already like runny. And of course I don't look my best, and I walk in there, and basically like I tell them the story, like she had been extremely mean to me and like bullying. Like I wouldn't call it bullying, but it was like we were also sort of like, we would talk to each other, but she would be mean to me. Like I don't know how to describe it. So basically I was like, this girl has been like bullying me for a while, and I remember one time I came into the office and you guys didn't do anything. You told me to go talk to the person, that was causing the problem, and that's not a smart thing to do. That's what causes these fights. So I was all like, basically she's been really like mean to me, and she dumped water on me, and I'm not gonna let somebody dump water on me. Like, oh, let me go get a teacher. Like, what are they gonna do to her? Suspend? Like, no, they're not gonna suspend somebody for dumping water on you. And I was mad. He was like, okay, well, we have to call your parents and you're suspended for 3 days. And at this time, I didn't care about, like, I guess I kind of cared about my schoolwork. But I was like, oh my gosh, my mom is really gonna kill me this time. Like, I didn't care about the fact that I got into a fight or that I probably really did hurt this girl. I cared about my mom and my dad getting mad at me and me getting in trouble back at home. The office calls my mother and she has to come and pick me up. And my mom, she's like a very busy person. She's, you know, like, she works really hard, and the fact that she had to come and pick me up, she got really mad about that. This is so stupid. I don't know why any office or like any like school place or like facility would do this. They brought this chick into the room with me. This is so stupid. I don't know why any office or like any like school place or like facility would do this. They brought this chick into the room with me. Like, after I was done like giving my side or whatever, like, they brought this chick into the room and they're like, so why did you get in a fight? This girl is bawling, obviously putting on a show, and she looks at me and she goes, I'm so sorry, and like, she just, you know, plays the innocent card. I'm sitting there like kind of loving it, kind of loving the fact that she's apologizing. I'm sitting there like this, just like looking at her. I kind of looked at her and I was like, good, don't dump water on me again, stop being mean. And like, the principal's like, no, Addie, that's not what you say. And I'm like, this girl has been mean to me for so long. She dumped water on me. She started it. Don't dump water on someone and not expect to get punched in the face. Like, I'm not gonna be like, why did you dump water on me? Like, no. She was like, I'm sorry, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, I'm not. She was like, I'm sorry, blah, blah. And I was like, I'm not. Maybe if I were to play my cards right or whatever, I wouldn't have gotten suspended. And I got suspended for 3 days and she did not. I did get grounded, but for the most part, it's kind of just like a funny story today because I wasn't really clear about why, like, why I beat this girl up. Like, I never really like said anything about it. Fun fact, I actually got in so much trouble in middle school to a point where I told them that my parents' numbers had changed. I told them that my mom's number had changed and my dad's number had changed, and I changed it to my brother's phone number. I would call him and be like, Dad, I got in trouble at school. And Taylor would pick up and he'd be like, oh, Addie, we'll discuss that. Like, he would just like pretend to be my dad, and they totally believed it. It was great. I didn't get in trouble back at home, and I could be like, hey, I'm just staying after school for some school activities. Are you guys okay with that? And they'd be like, yeah, we're okay. That's all. If you guys enjoyed this video, make sure that the 10 people watching give a big thumbs up and subscribe because I'm probably gonna be making more videos.